Something come up today about Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Now, I try and stay away from politics because, in all honesty, it drives me nuts. Some ways it's quite dangerous when we speak on things like that because, the people with power, they don't like to have their power undermined, but I don't really care. One thing I did notice, though, recently in one of my videos, I was talking about Israel. I don't know what I was talking about, but I was, it went in that direction. I talked quite deeply on a topic, and my microphone completely went off. I later asked through my tarot, um, did spirit turn it off to stop me talking about it? And it's like, yeah. So they will do things to protect me. I am absolutely exhausted today. Like, I am absolutely wrecked. I have been having late nights, but it's nothing to do with that. There's no way, because it's like I've been exhausted all day, like needing to rest, sleep, rest my eyes. It's been insane. Then I realised, oh, it's the full moon. I forget that part of my journey, that the full moon does affect us deeply, whether you're spiritual or not. It has an effect. So I'm curious other people whether they're tired as well, because I think people are exhausted today. So maybe that's one indicator of the spiritual journey. So when I do this view on my camera, of course, I can't promote my books, and it's really important that I do promote them. I don't like talking too much about things, 'cause I'm not a self-promoter, but if I can just plug a little bit image there, I find it useful. So what I've said in the past about the Trump situation, I've spoken quite a lot. There's probably videos scattered. I may have to try to make a playlist for them. Like I said, I don't want to be overly political with things, but some people have short memories. I don't. So I remember when Trump was going through I think it was the impeachment situation where there was a lot of legal issues. It wasn't even that long ago. Was it like a year or so ago? And he couldn't even afford. It was turned out he wasn't as wealthy as you think he is. He couldn't afford a legal team to defend him against the claims. And eventually it was someone like Elon Musk come to the rescue to help fund it. Now, a lot of people, especially those who have high finances and they have incredible ambitions, they'll offer something with one hand but take with the other. So effectively, now we can't be for sure, can we? But I think you can connect dots yourself and have some, if you've got some intelligence, a quid pro quo. So I'll help you with your legal situation, and I'll help you get into the White House, and then you will do for me, because and at that point, if you think about it, Trump had nothing. Everything was going against him. He wants to leave a legacy. He obviously doesn't want to be remembered as a criminal. So this happens. All of a sudden, everyone's questioning Elon Musk's role. Why is he there? He's not even been, he's not an elected official. And it seems quite obvious, doesn't it? He is pulling the strings because he literally paid to get Trump there, and Trump's just a puppet. I've spoken about it before, where leaders are puppet. They're literally just puppets, and the puppet master is above them somewhere. It's just in this instance, Elon Musk is just throwing himself front and center, and there's probably more than him. I think it'd be very rare for one person to hold power. I think really there's a lot of people pulling strings, and Musk's just one of them. So this video, I'm going to show a video that come up, and I'm like, that just typifies really what I was talking about. So this one, and
I wasn't even gonna.
This isn't the only video I've seen. I saw an actual video without this guy talking, but this guy's quite popular, and it come up and it just typified really what I was thinking. But I saw he gave an extra clip. So we're going to fast forward beyond what he's saying.
While he worked in these two situations.
This was an interesting comparison he gave, though, between Kennedy when his son was in the is it the Oval Office, and he was playing under the table. So it's kind of strange that Elon Musk's son is also there in the present day. Like, why is his son there anyway? And then I don't know if he made the point or if it was in the comments, but someone said, why is Musk even holding press conferences in the office? And it's like, yeah, that's the president's office. Why is Musk? This is outrageous. And it just points it out even more, But if we watch the kid, because kids are impressionable, if they hear you say something, especially directed at a specific individual, they may repeat that. So if you're a parent and you talk down to someone, that child may think less of the person you're talking down to, because now they see them as less than. And this is interesting.
For 1 year,
So if you look at the child, I don't know if you're going to be able to pick it up, but like they're saying here, I want you to shut your fucking mouth up. A child is not naturally going to say that unless they've heard it, but not only heard it, but heard it directly at that person. And you got to think, who is Elon Musk's son? So for him to hear that, I would say there's an overwhelming chance that the way I see it is, we'll show the clip in a sec. The way I see it is, there's been an instance where Musk, and it's probably all the time, Musk and Trump are in the same room, they're having conversations, but Musk wants something specific. And it's probably to do with his space program, his satellites, his communications, anything and everything. And probably why Trump's getting so, I wouldn't be surprised if that's why Trump's getting so integrated in this Ukraine situation with Russia, because he's getting really heated with that. And it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if something Musk wants. So the child saying, I want you to shut your fucking mouth up, that means realistically that that's what Musk's saying to Trump. So every time Trump tries to sort of like act like he's in charge because he would like to be in charge because that's where he's sitting, Musk's putting him in his place. And you can see that being quite really, really deceptive behind closed doors. I can see that being really, really toxic as hell, especially for a child to repeat it with such confidence as well. Look.
Are the same, and
he's literally saying it, staring at Trump.
And they're mortgaged, all
That one's clear as day. He says, I want you to shut your fucking mouth up. And there's already people who are like, out of the mouth of babes. But let me just put this out there for your consideration. A child down moment rolls off, repeats to the president, fucking mouth up. He's repeating it. But perhaps the question we should be asking is the same one that Shea Jordan Smith asked on Twitter, which is, what the fuck is Elon Musk doing press briefings in the White House from the open?
That's if you look at Musk there, the way he's standing, I don't know how much you can see in the video, but he's effectively the president without the seat. It's unreal. Like, and Trump's just sitting there listening while he's got his position. He obviously wants to be in that room and have his have himself in the spotlight. But it's bizarre, and the way he gets all excited. I've seen videos of him really excited and stuff. And you're like, this guy's mental. He's actually crazy.
Office. Is he holding court in the one better?
There was another clip of him saying something.
While Donald Trump,
there was one where he said, you're not the president.
Image of JFK. This tweet that Elon, you know,
from one year to the next, they're more
babes. But let me
I don't know where I've seen it. There's another one. I thought it was on the same video.
You watch and tell me if that's what he said.
To restore
this is it.
Democracy. Let's make democracy.
You're not the president. You need to go away.
That's what he said.
To restore democracy. This may seem like
Trump just looked in that clip. Trump's usually got a lot to say, and in that instance, Trump looked lost. Like, he can't answer back because Musk's there. Yeah, and it's sad. I find it quite surreal. You're not the president. You need to go away, and it was quite obvious by his body language that he isn't in charge. I think it's quite sinister going on right now. And then you look at the politics around America right now. You can see it is becoming almost like a kingdom, isn't it? Where the king is a king, and that's the hierarchy. So they're really trying to remove a lot of. It sounds like the Constitution and stuff. They're just trying to rewrite America. It's quite crazy. They're even fighting their federal judges and stuff, and it's like, my God, this is getting crazy. So, yeah, I mean, America. I say I don't want to talk about politics too much because it just goes down a rabbit hole of crap. Like I said, when I spoke about this situation in Israel, I don't even know what I'm allowed to say and not say. My opinion on it. Yeah, it's not for me. I wouldn't have got muted if I was supposed to speak upon it. So I'm going to just ask Spirit. Now, when I say ask Spirit, this is just my Spirit guides, what they know, what they think. I don't ask to connect to other people's energies. I don't say, can I speak to their spirit? I'm not interested in that shit. It's just what my guides think. This is my journey and their journey. We're together on this life experience. And that's how I do my tarot. That's how I connect to my guides. It's literally just me and them. They've got my back. I do what I'm supposed to do. I do what I'm called to do. I tend to intuitively know anyway. So this is just me and them. So they may not always have the correct answer. It's like, what do they know of? That's what I'm going to ask. So is Donald Trump a puppet president where he isn't really in charge? Actually, I might reword it because I want to try and make it so it's clearly a positive and negative. What is Donald Trump's real position as president? What is his real position? I got the high priestess, but he come out upside down. High priestess, of course, is spiritual, but it's more like it can also be sort of like justice. You speak with its integrity, intuition. It's a scholar. You know, literally, you're learning, but you put it upside down, and it's the opposite of those things. There's actually a moon at the top, so it shows that he isn't in control. He isn't being himself. This is not yourself, you know. If you're well, I get the high priestess a lot for myself. I usually get the high priestess and the empress. The empress is pure, it's genuine, it's compassion for humanity, it's healing, it's all these beautiful energies. You do things for the right reasons, and you want to bring positivity. When it's the emperor, the high priestess, um, it's very spiritual, in tune with spirit. You're in alignment. You're learning all the time. So if you're the opposite of that, you're the opposite of learning. You're the opposite of being in tune with spirit. It's literally he's cut off. He's cut off from himself. He's not even his true authentic version of self anymore. So how can he lead? It's almost like in survival mode. Is Elon Musk controlling Trump? Is Elon Musk controlling Trump? That flew. Got the world. So the world's completion of cycles. If you look at it, it's like different phases of a. Well, it's all seasonal, but it's all different phases. Then there's like a phase in the trees. I see the seasons like in this image. You've got the seasons. It's like all year round. That's the way I'm getting with it. So is he controlling Trump? And it shows that potentially all year round, like he's always controlling Trump. Um, will Trump survive his term as president? Will he survive the entire term as president? Well, it says 9 of Cups. I didn't think he would, but that's potentially, yeah. Then I've got on the back of the deck, we've got 3 of Pentacles. It's going to be hard work. Will Trump, will Musk be removed from his government positions? Will Musk be removed from his government positions? Oh, Queen of Swords. It's the truth. So that's about boundaries and the truth. So That's ambiguous, that, because I don't want to say yes or no, because that points towards a yes, but if you're asking the question, will he be removed? This is all about truth. So it depends his role. I don't really like delving too deep into politics, to be honest. It's sometimes hard to find the right way of asking the question to get the right card. Because like I say, you could ask something like a positive, negative, and then you get a positive card, but really it could be just explaining that's yes, but it's like, but it's a yes, and now it looks like positive. So it's like, is it positive or is it just yes? Um, so as you can see, when I shuffle, if I don't ask a question, nothing's coming out. And I could shuffle like 20 times. It's when I ask a question, the card comes, you know. Um, I don't really know what to ask because I don't like delving too deep into politics, to be honest. Is Trump making America better? Well, let me just do it again because one card did flip. It didn't like fly out. It just literally just turned over, but it was in the middle of. Real problem with the question is because this is how I see Trump's presidency. I see him as a train wreck, but I feel he's churning up the corruption. It's like we're seeing with the situation with Musk, for instance. You're starting to see that people meddle into politics too much. So you'd argue this presidency could actually be positive in that sense, and that's how I see the positive. So it's a bit hard to ask the question without that because there's so many connotations to that, of course. I don't really have a lot of questions with politics. I just see what I see. I interpret it. I innately know, and I just see it so clear straight away, you know. And it's like I don't because of that, I don't really have questions pertaining to it because I already know. I already feel I know. I have an intuition. I intuitively know. It's like when I talk about the Israel thing, it was like linked to the Iran, you know, and provoking Iran. I can't say too much because my microphone will probably get muted. And that's America's influence, of course. And it's like, America has a lot of influence. Not always for positive, let's say. Oh, I don't know because I'm not into American politics. So it's like I could ask questions, but it's like, what do I ask? Because it's like I could just see Trump churning up a lot of crap, but it's going to cause a lot of conversations. And I think then when you've got the next presidency in 4 years, then maybe there's new situations to rather than just the status quo continue. Yeah, look, temperance. That is literally divine balance, divine healing. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Literally, I can't believe the temperance just come out there. Well, it's quite obvious. Yeah, because Trump's going to churn up so much, it's going to cause conversations to take place, and then the whoever becomes the next president has to deal with the real situations because the status quo was just continuing anyway. Like it wasn't like it was good under the other presidencies. You know, there was corruption throughout, and I think this is just highlighting the corruption anyway. It's just really magnifying it. And when you've got a president literally just sitting there like hopeless, literally hopeless. It's unreal, really. Literally sitting in his chair just looks like he doesn't even have control of the room. I find that mental. What's this? Did Elon Musk help Donald Trump with his legal issues to get Trump in office so he himself gains a position of power? Did Elon Musk help Trump with his legal issues to gain a position of power? Page of Swords. It's interesting. It's a page because if you look at Musk, he's not coming in as an authority. He's coming in as this innocent Is his first steps into politics? So I find that quite curious that we've actually got a page, because if you look at him, you can't really see you. I don't suppose on the screen so big. On mine, I can see him quite clearly, and he looks like a child having a field day, really, doesn't he? And he's like, I finally get to be here, and he's so excited about it all. You know, he can't even contain his excitement, and I kind of get that from this. And when you've got that much money, you can do what the hell you want. Is there too much corruption in American politics? Huh. It's all about justice, integrity. Speaking up. Well, don't know, because one would assume you'd have it upside down, wouldn't you? But I'm asking, it's saying yes. So it's a yes. A very firm yes with ace. You know. Bottom of the deck was temperance, which is quite crazy. I'm going to do this because I don't know if I should be talking on top. Does Spirit want me to stay out of politics? Oh, wow. Okay. You got 9 of Cups. We've got Page of Cups. We've got Knight of Wands, but then we've also got 6 of Wands, which is the recognition, spotlight, victory. But the thing is, I'm asking to stay out of politics, and it's like pointing towards success. Sometimes I find the answers I'm not sure if they mean that you're doing well with it or stay out of it. Oh, look, 2 Cups. Let's do this a minute. Am I supposed to talk about politics sometimes? Am I supposed to talk about politics? My choice. You've got choices. Oh, look, and you're strong enough to deal with it. Yeah. So I think realistically, you can, but that's not my purpose to be that travel adventure. I also see that as it's ambitious, you know. You're looking forward in different directions. You're focused. Oh, that's too many cards. But I know I'm supposed to talk on topics that instigate a conversation with people. It instigates change. Look, I know this one's going to be yeah. Am I here to instigate a positive change for humanity? Am I? King of Wands. Yeah. Oh, back of the deck, Temperance. We've had this all the time. What on earth? But yeah, I don't want to make this too off the charts, but that freaking moon has made me exhausted. Yeah, it's competition. Conflict and competition. Has the moon made me tired? Has the current moon cycle made me tired? Or actually, has the full moon made me exhausted? Is it the full moon that made me exhausted? Well, that flew. 4 of Swords. I mean, if you look at it, I was expecting maybe there is a moon one in the Kadek, but that one is like sneaky. Because I don't want to give power to people, but you know there is an energy exchange. So sometimes people can influence your energy. It maybe will be that instead. What's at the back? Oh, I've got the Lovers. So it's almost like that counters that. So at the moment, my situation is I get people that are jealous and envious, but it's countered by sort of the love in me and my angels. If you look, I've got the angel in the top of the lovers. It's an angel. I know this has gone completely off topic, which wasn't the intention at all. It's just that I know I can't talk on politics all the time. Wait a minute. The spirits sometimes stop me talking about politics. The spirits sometimes stop me. What we've got going on here? The Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I see that as yes, because this is Wheel of Fortune. So that's the fate. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's like literally what you do. And if you end up here, it's like you're holding on. It keeps you stuck, really. Doesn't really get you anywhere. Yeah, it just creates more conflict than it's worth. You've got to stand your ground. And I think that is the problem inherently with politics in general. You know, it's so divisive. It creates such bitterness between people that people end up on rival sides. Yeah. Because if you look at this, it's like an innocence, and it's like you've got this. People reminisce the past, that they have these ideas of what they think, and then you've got this adventurous, see the world. Yeah, and back bottom deck, same thing, 3 of Wands. But people do, you know, they get blinded by what they think is their values and things, but they just don't see maybe what's going on around them. But this Elon Musk, Donald Trump thing, I think is quite scary, to be totally honest. Right, what I will do, because this video has been scatter, it's been an absolute scatterbrain of a video. Like, I'm not even sure it's worth posting it. Ace of Wands. Right. Should I post this video to social media? Should I post this video to social media? Well, I've got the High Priest, which is the Hierophant in the main tarot decks. It's the Hierophant, which would point towards a leader, spiritual leader. So potentially this video, even though I think it's a mess, it would point towards some level of leadership, like a higher purpose, higher level leadership. So maybe there's something in this video that might help people. You know, I don't know, because I think it's been a bit of a mess, to be totally honest. But yeah, speaking your mind, speaking up against. That's quite crazy because similar colours. I definitely I often look at colours, but neutral. Let's have a look at this. Do I have more of an influence on people than I realise? Do I have more of an influence on people than even I realise? Well, I flew everywhere. I went left and right. Oh, wow. Temperance and Karma. I'm not sure what Karma is. 20 in Tarot. I think it's Judgment, is it? Because it's a different card here. Oh, it's Judgment. Oh, that's interesting. That's Judgment. I wish the card was a little bit better. But yeah, Temperance and Judgment. That's interesting. Like I say, that's divine balance. I see it as healing, but I also see it as a divine balance. It's like it has to happen. You know, it's almost like the angels are making sure this is balanced, this is healed. And then you've got this one, which this card doesn't really represent it very well. In the other tarot deck I've got, it's like a release of spirit to release. It's Judgment. It's calling time on something, and suddenly making people see. And I think that's so I think that's what it's saying. I do, you know, I bring judgment to a situation, and divine balance. Okay. I'm not sure if I got that from the bottom of the deck now because now we've got Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to sort of go fully on my tarot deck and start going mental for the next 20 minutes because I could just keep asking Spirit a million questions. And in all honesty, when it comes to politics, I just don't have that many questions because I'm not that interested. I inherently know who's bad, who's good. I understand why they do it, even if they don't do it for the right reasons. Like, for instance, I mean, I've just shuffled this. Oh God, I've got King of Wands again. It's like Trump, for instance. I know he's not doing what he's doing for the good of the people. He's doing it for his own ego, leave a legacy. You know, look at his age. He knows he hasn't got long left. Anyone of that age knows your time's ticking. So what do you want to be remembered for? So he wants one last hurrah. Of course he does. He doesn't care about the people, though. But the reality is, like I said, I can see his dissemination of the American culture and politics and cause all sorts of problems. I think what that's going to do, that's going to leave a lasting legacy where things have been churned up that will have to get dealt with because it can't be hidden anymore. That's what he's actually doing. And he may be remembered positively for it. Who knows? But I don't think he's doing it for that reason. I don't think he's doing it for a positive reason at all. I just think that's the consequence of it. And it will cause America to reflect upon itself. Because always talk about land of the free, you know, the brave, the opportunity and all this. And it's like, they said you're not as free as the rest of the world, actually. There's a lot of other countries and civilizations that are actually more free and they have more opportunity. They have, for instance, healthcare. They have, you know, so yeah. No, yeah, exactly. The world's this completion of cycles, and I think that's exactly what it's doing. It's completing a cycle, and America. I feel America will be better for it, but it's just going to be a process. It's going to be obviously everyone's going to have their own opinion on situations, and politics is so divisive. It's actually a pain in the ass to get involved in, because people get so passionate about it, you know, and then they just start. It's almost like I see politics a bit like sports teams. People pick their side and they'll defend it to the core, even if there's corruption within it. And it's not like political parties follow your values 100%. It's just maybe they follow a doctrine that you agree with, but you don't always agree with everything they do or say. You don't agree with every policy. But because it's either this team or this team, you sort of stand by it anyway, and you'll defend them to the core. And it means bad people can do bad things because they're on your team. Does that make sense? So I don't have teams when it comes to politics. I just see people for who they are. And I look at what policies they're implementing and I question everything. And then you just look and go, well, that's crazy. He's unhinged. And then you just start connecting the dots. Like, again, I can't talk about the Iran-Israel America situation because I got silenced through spirit. They literally just muted my whole microphone for like 15 minutes. I had a video and I went to watch it back and it was like 15 minutes of silence. Yeah, it's up to people to connect the dots with that one. But if you look at why would Israel want America on its doorstep? So, like, for America to take over Gaza, why would America want a foothold there? Who would it destabilize? Who would it threaten? What could happen in terms of if a war was to break out? And think of the implications in that region, and just start connecting the dots yourself, because it seems to be I can't talk too much on it because I'll just get silenced by my own spirit guides.